Pictures surfacing tonight of what two parents are accused of doing to their young daughter.
That's right, and there are tough questions being asked of the agency that was supposed to be checking on the child's welfare. We have live team coverage for you this evening. The I-Team's Jason Law has uncovered a new twist concerning Job and Family Services. But we begin with Tom McKee live downtown with this new evidence. Tom.
Well, those pictures in question are going to be shown during the trial here at the courthouse of Andrea Bradley and Glenn Bates when it comes up later this year. I've seen those pictures, and as a parent and grandparent, I can tell you it's hard to believe that anyone could treat a child that way. And for that reason, we are not going to show any of that at all, as this case continues to baffle the legal system. What happened to little Glenera Bates was so horrible, so tragic, the two seasoned law enforcers, Prosecutor Joe Deters and Coroner Lakshmi Samarko, call it the worst they've ever seen.
The injuries to this baby were nothing short of horrific.
I have never seen a case of starvation like this before.
Glenera weighed just 13 pounds when she died in March.
She had air in her small bowel, and she didn't have any urine in her bladder. I don't know, we're not sure when the last time was that she had been fed or given anything to drink.
Her body was covered with more than 100 cuts and bruises, marks from head to toe. There are images so heartbreaking we chose not to air them.
When you see the pictures of this baby, you will vomit. It is so bad what they have done to this kid.
Glenera's parents are Andrea Bradley and Glenn Bates. Bradley is pregnant with her 8th child. Bates is one of 4 different fathers. That fact outrages Prosecutor Deters.
There has to be a point where society says, we have to stop this. You have to stop subsidizing bad behavior. You have to stop what they're doing, and this is out of control.
What angers Dr. Samarko is people knew Glenera was at risk and kept quiet.
I'm tired of being up here saying the same thing over and over again, which is if you're seeing something happening to a child, some horrible thing, speak up anonymously.
Now, Dr. Samarko also quoted Albert Einstein by saying, "The world will not be destroyed by people who do evil, but by people who watch and do nothing." Some might say that would apply in this case to the Hamilton County Department of Job and Family Services. My colleague Jason Law picks up that part of the story live in the newsroom. Jason?
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, this morning, Prosecutor Joe Deters also went after Job and Family Services, blaming the department for mishandling this case. But the I-Team discovered one of Deters' assistant prosecutors signed off on giving the kids back to Andrea Bradley back in 2013. So I asked the prosecutor if his office shares some of the blame, too.
I think they dropped the ball. I mean, JFS. Yeah, I think they dropped the ball.
Prosecutor Joe Deters says Job and Family Services should have done more to protect Glenera Bates.
Putting these kids back in these houses where their parents are so abusive or their boyfriends are so abusive.
Or neglectful.
Right. I mean, it's insane.
In 2012, JFS took Andrea Bradley's 4 children away from her. The caseworker found the children were abused and neglected. According to court documents, one of Bradley's daughters was covered in cuts and bruises. There was evidence of whip marks on the child. But in August 2013, the county gave Bradley her children back.
To keep placing these kids back into these families that should not have kids, period, has got to stop.
The motion says Bradley was given custody again because she was in therapy, was consistent with her medication, and was willing to continue random drug screens. The motion was signed by one of Joe Deters' assistant prosecutors, Roxanne Tarnowski. The I-Team asked Deters about this. He said his office was always against putting the kids back in Bradley's home, but the magistrate, he said, ruled against us. He also said the signature just meant the assistant prosecutor was present, not that she agreed with the decision.
And this afternoon, the director of Job and Family Services released a statement admitting to mishandling the case and failing to follow policies and procedures. JFS is now conducting an internal review over how they handled this case.